What's up, it's the Fragrance Price, and it used to be really cool to talk about expensive fragrances. You know, back in the day, at the early beginnings of the fragrance YouTube community, you know, it was a bit more flashy, it was a bit more, I remember guys would flash their Pure Distance M, which cost, I don't know, some ridiculous amount of money, even though it just kind of smelled of curry. But yeah, there was a lot of flash game, there was a lot of, oh, I've got this, I've got that. And I think that although it can be a little bit silly, I think that the community is kind of missing that a little bit, you know, because now all people talk about is clones. All people talk about is, haha, you know, I got this $5 Aventus. It smells just like Aventus, only cost me $5. Yeah, but it smells as shit. It sucks. It doesn't work. And you see just so many reviewers just talk about, oh yeah, you can get this for cheap, you can get that for cheap. Yeah, well, be a freaking grown man and go and earn some money. And then you can buy some expensive fragrances. Buying expensive fragrances is cool. It's cool to do that. It's cool to spend money on expensive shit when you've earned that money and you've done it well and you can then treat yourself. Now, I want to say it's not totally cool. Obviously, I'm being a little bit funny and I'm being a little bit joyful there. But I think that it's time to get a bit of flash back into this game. You know, I think that people spend maybe a bit too much time on Aventus clone, get this cheap thing, get that cheap thing. Well, no more, or at least not for today. Obviously, don't spend all of your money on fragrance. You've got to eat, you've got to pay rent. And honestly, looking at my list here, well, everything's relative. To some of you just starting out, this is going to look absolutely preposterous, the amount of money that I've spent on fragrance, and especially these 7 fragrances. But realistically, actually, these fragrances in the scheme of things, in the scheme of people I know, they aren't really expensive. In fact, you could honestly say that what I have here is cheap. Like I said, it's all relative. That's why I wanted to do this as a tag video. So I'll be tagging quite a few people at the end. But let's go to it. I will tell you what the fragrances are, how much they cost, and at the end, I will tell you the grand total. And then I will get on the floor and cry. So I want to qualify something really quickly, and that is this. All the fragrances that you're about to see within this list, I bought with my own money. Yes, I am a reviewer, and yes, I did used to work in the industry. So yes, I have had free bottles. I've been given bottles for free. For example, this bad boy right here, Ayoko's Mirage 23, which I really, really enjoy and really appreciate. This costs over £200. I didn't pay anything for it. Same with this Show Lumiere de Desert. This is a ridiculous amount of money. I think this is nearly £300. I got it at Essence, I didn't pay for it. These are not the fragrances that I'm going to be highlighting. I'm going to be highlighting fragrances that I actually paid for. I also want to say something very straightforward right here, and obviously this is a separate video topic. People get freaked out about free bottles. People think, oh, well, because you got this and because you got this, you're going to say positive things about it automatically. No, that's probably actually less likely than you think. For example, if I was to go outside right now and I was to smash this bottle on the floor, I will have lost nothing. I will have lost zero money. So actually, I don't really have that much investment. I have an emotional investment, sure, because I like the fragrance genuinely. But financially, I could drop this on the floor right now, just put my foot in it, smash it to big pieces, and what have I lost? Absolutely nothing. I get one of these fragrances that I'm about to show you, I smash it on the floor and just step on it and throw it into a million pieces. I've lost literal money that I could have spent on food, rent, bills, Netflix subscription, anything. I might as well have taken that money and thrown it down the toilet. So actually, which fragrance am I going to be more biased about? Is it the one that I didn't actually buy, I have no real investment in, it didn't cost me anything, if I was to lose it or whatever, there'd be no problem. Unless I really liked it, that would be a shame, obviously, then I have to go and buy another one. But it wouldn't affect me personally or emotionally. Or would it be the one that I actually saved up for? I spent a lot of money on it. Money that I could have spent elsewhere, probably with better things. A thing that I physically invested in. I'm probably actually going to be more likely to be biased about that fragrance. But who knows? There are some people out there who think that if a fragrance company gives them a fragrance for free, it's like their aunt gave them a gift. Now that's not me, and that can't be helped. And my advice would be grow the fuck up and just be more objective. But that's another video. So let's crack into this top 7. I'm going to be, like I said, telling you how much they cost me. And yeah, so let's get into it. Number 7, I bought this at Selfridges. This is Vetiver d'Hiver. It used to be Vetiver Babylon. I've used quite a bit of it there. So this was £135 for 100 milliliter. That's pretty good going. I think the evaluation is a little high, especially with the fact that this doesn't really project or have any longevity. It doesn't have the best performance in the world. So it's a bit of an over evaluation in my opinion, but I get a lot out of it. As you can see there, I have used a tremendous amount of this fragrance because I really enjoy it. It's really fun and it's fantastic in summer. It's consistently in my top 10 summer lists. I did a review on it. You can go watch that. Number 6 is from the House of Tom Ford. I bought this 50ml. This is Oud Wood. I bought this full retail at House of Fraser. This was £164. Usually I get my Tom Fords discounted on eBay or sometimes All Beauty, but I think I was in a rush. I think I was leaving to go to Scotland and I just wanted Oud Wood. I'd been planning on buying it for a long time and I was just like, right, I'm just going to freaking get it. And I bought it full retail price. It's funny because actually some of these fragrances, the reason why they're so expensive is because I actually paid full retail of them instead of actually doing probably the adult thing and, you know, get it on a discounter. But yeah, £164, that's the usual retail. Yeah, that's pretty pricey, but there isn't really anything like this, and the copies and the clones of it, they never really get it right because it's just so well balanced between that oud woody element and the more powdery elements. Usually if you clone this and you try and sell it off cheaper, it's either extraordinarily harshly woody or it's very, very powdery. You just can't get the balance, but of course Tom Ford can give you the balance, so that's number 6. Number 5 is from the House of Maison Kurkdjian. This was £175. This is a full retail of Aqua Universalis Forte. I just, man, I sampled this in Los Angeles. I had a little sample and I just absolutely fell in love with it and I had to buy it, and it was a little bit risky. I just felt that it would be a bit risky trying to buy this online. It's quite hard to find online, so I just thought, you know, I'm just going to go for it, and I bought it full price, $175, I believe. I could be wrong there, but yeah, quite a lot of money for what it is. But it's the oil content, it's the oil concentration that really ramps this price up, and so you've got something that's very citrusy and lovely and beautifully perfumed by a genius, by a master, and you get something that also performs well. So yeah, it's worth the money in that respect. On to my next fragrance is this bad boy, which it's my actual most recent purchase. I have to have a bottle of it all the time. I can't not have it. It's Milice Imperiale Creed. I think that this is no, it's not the first time I've bought a full-blown Creed, but I actually was able to get this still on discount. But still, Creeds on frickin' discount are still a tremendous amount of money. I've always had problems with the price point of Creed, but I need my Milice Imperiale. I can't really live without it. So I got this for £180 on All Beauty. All Beauty is a fantastic, fantastic website, and I'm thinking of doing like affiliation with them because I've just always loved them, and I've always recommended them, and I'd always just kind of talk about them whether I was or wasn't affiliated with them. They're freaking brilliant. But yeah, All Beauty is amazing. Everybody knows that, or everybody from the UK should certainly know that. But yeah, £180, Milice Imperiale. It's not the full retail price, but it still can sting like a bitch when you're buying it. But yeah, 100ml, fantastic, brilliant. We're creeping up to 200 now. This is from the House of Guerlain. It is from their private line. It's Rose Barbare. It's a bit cheeky, really, this, because it's £185. But I got this full retail. This is the full price. You can't really get full... again, Guerlain, the private collection of Guerlain, pretty dodgy business buying that online. Pretty risky business. Just buy it in store. For the Americans, the price is absolutely preposterous. I've seen, man, I don't even want to talk about some of the prices I've seen in the American market for these private Guerlains, but it's just extortion. But over here, £185, not terrible. Could be better, especially for a 75ml. Give me a freaking break. But I'm thinking of getting Spirit Shoes Double Veneer as well. But yeah, brilliant. That is right there, Rose Barbère. My number 2 at the moment is, Jesus, I was so mad because I literally got this on, I think it was literally 2 or 3 days previously. The price had changed on this. This was a couple of years back. This is Fève Delicieux, my 125ml of Fève, £200. 125ml. I mean, honestly, considering there are some people who are going to look at this list and just be like, this isn't expensive. That's not an expensive fragrance. You know, this actually looks pretty cheap. But yeah, I was gutted because literally a few days before, I think this was only £155, £160. But the day that I bought it, £200. Worth every penny. I've had years and years worth of this fragrance. So I've enjoyed it. But damn, it hurt. But had years of enjoyment. It's fantastic. It's been my number 1 winter fragrance for many years, so I'm happy with that. But the most expensive fragrance that I own in my collection by far is this one. It's actually a recent purchase of mine that actually gave me pretty much the initial idea to do this video. I've never spent this much amount of money on one single fragrance. I felt very nervous about doing it. It was a big like, oh my god, am I doing this? But I knew I wanted it. I knew I'd wanted it for a very long time. You cannot get this on online discounters. You certainly can't get this on websites. It's the first ever fragrance that I bought from this brand, and it's one of my favourite fragrances from them, and one of my favourite fragrances that I've ever smelt, or I would not have bought it. As you all know, I'm a huge professional wrestling fan, and Dave Meltzer from Wrestling Observer online, he once talked about a match, Kenny Omega versus Okada, and he said something along the lines of, he gave it like something ridiculous, like 6 or 7 stars out of 5, and he said it just had every single classic element of a wrestling match that he'd ever seen. And for me, that is this fragrance. It just has every single classic element of every fragrance, every hit fragrance that you could ever imagine rolled into one. And I just think it's amazing. I'm not even going to show you the bottle. I paid £264 for this. I'm going to show you the whole presentation. It's from the house of course it is. It's from the house of Xerjoff. It is Join the Club 400. Just look at this absolute freaking beast. Look at that. This is what I'm talking about. Flash. Don't get this with freaking Dua or Parfums Vintage. Just look at that. That is pornography right there. It's an amazing, beautiful fragrance. The bottle is just everything. God, there's even like a new car smell that comes along with it. £264. Wow. So proud of it, so happy with it. Some people have Ferraris. Some people have, Bentley watches. Bentley cars. They have, I don't know. Do they? I don't know. I don't know watches. Manny will be able to tell you all that. The Rolex, Rolex watches. I have Xerjoff 400. Absolutely amazing. The total of these 7 fragrances, pounds, is £1,303. That is the amount of money I have spent on these 7 fragrances alone. You convert that to dollars, it's something along the lines of $1,624.25. Over $1,500 I've spent on those 7 fragrances. Right, I'm going to be tagging a few people. Now, here's the rules, again, for reviewers. You have got to tell me and tell the viewers fragrances that you did not get for free for review, or whatever, fragrances you bought with your own money. Those are the rules. I want to tag Manny from Cascade Scents. I want to tag Timmy. I want to tag Gent Scents, basically all of Team Top 5. And I also want to tag, I don't know if he'd take me up on it, but I used to, you know, I loved him. He was a guy who really was into niche. That is Mr. Zayas. Yo, I need to know. I'm a huge fan of yours. I used to watch all your videos when you were uploading constantly. I knew that you used to work with Killian and everything. I need to know, bro. I need to know because you are the king of niche. Oh, I need to tag the queen of niche as well, Tom Lees. I need to know. So you're all tagged. I hope that you enjoyed Yana. Yana, I need to know your most expensive fragrances. It's going to be lit. Anyway, those were my most expensive fragrances. Probably cheap to some people, probably absolutely freaking ridiculous to others. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. I'm the Fragrance Apprentice. I'll see you tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed this video concept. I'm out.
The